Outside of my extremely lucrative full-time job, being a part-time Pokemon Go analyst, one of my favorite hobbies is rock climbing. Not this kind of rock climbing. The fake plastic rocks kind. I'm not that good, but I enjoy it. And besides climbing myself, I like to follow the comp scene, as well as watch climbing content on YouTube. One of the best competition climbers to burst onto the scene in the last few years has been Erin McNeice. She's a British climber who finished 5th at the Paris Olympics and 3rd at the most recent Boulder World Cup in Seoul. Her nickname is Erin McBeast, and for a good reason. Not only is she an amazing climber, but since a few months ago, she's also a YouTuber, and she posts fairly regular training updates and comp debriefs. I was working on my latest script, and as seems to happen more often than not, I found myself procrastinating on YouTube. I ended up watching her latest video about the start of her winter training, when the unimaginable happened. In an instant, my worlds collided as out of nowhere, she started playing Pokemon Go. There's a total of about 1 minute of random Pokemon Go content in the middle of the 26-minute video, and I feel like I'd be missing something if I didn't take this opportunity to overanalyze the heck out of this short clip. Before starting, I first want to say that I really enjoy Erin's content and climbing, and overall, her Pokemon Go skills and opinions are quite reasonable. This video isn't to make fun of her, it's just to have fun with the weird clash of worlds that's occurring in this video. I hope to see more Pokemon Go content in her future videos and hear some more of her hot takes. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Is this a reaction channel now? No, it's not. It's not.
What have we got? My item bag's full. Jesus.
Why is your item bag full?
This is probably filled with nana berries. It's actually not.
Her first comments are perhaps the most relatable. Pokemon Go is a constant battle not just against Pokemon and other trainers, but even more so against Niantic's arbitrary limits on item and Pokemon storage. And just like her, when I run out of room, I too hope that I must just have too many low-tier berries like nanabs or raspberries. But more often, it's the case that I'm jammed up with rare candy or something. Too valuable to throw away, but too flexible and important to commit to any particular Pokemon. Climbing World Cups have famously small monetary prizes. Now that climbing is more popular, I hope that the prize funds increase so that Erin can afford more space for items. In this encounter with Murkrow, we see Erin using a clearly experienced and confident right thumb curveball throw. It's a really decent throw. The Murkrow's catch circle seems to be an appropriate size for an excellent, and she nearly makes it, missing by just a tiny bit to the upper right. I personally prefer to throw with my index finger, and don't really understand how accurate thumb throwing is possible, but there are many adherents to the thumb lifestyle, and I can't argue with the results. Not that anyone asked, but here's how you get an excellent throw on a Murkrow, from 4 videos in my archive. By the way, in case you're looking for a good way to pass time in the gym or anywhere else, may I suggest my mobile word game, Tauggle. Tauggle is the best interpretation of its genre that exists, built from the ground up to have satisfying and completable boards. I read the entire dictionary, literally, to remove any words that were too obscure, so you're never stuck trying to find words like dartled or Saronic. On top of this, it has an innovative hint system adapted from the New York Times Spelling Bee that gives you a small push while still allowing you to feel a complete sense of accomplishment. Download it now for Android and iOS for free using the links at tauggle.com.
Silly amount of friends.
It's technically possible to have too many friends in Pokemon Go, since there's a hard limit of 450. But if you're not at this limit, it's hard to say having too many friends is bad. It's good to have a lot of friends, so it's always possible to send and receive your daily allowance of gifts. Watch my video on optimal gift-giving technique, linked below, if you want to avoid as much tedium as possible.
CP80.
You're not happy with that?
No. Normally these guys are like a CP 1100 or something.
Erin expresses some displeasure at a CP80 Sneasel, but is this actually a bad thing? Obviously, I wrote some code to calculate all the possible stat and level combinations that could result in an 80 CP Sneasel. The result is that the Sneasel must be level 2, and the possible IV combinations are pretty underwhelming. A hundo is definitely not possible, and the ideal Great League IVs of 1, 15, 14 are not possible either. Not that Sneasel is ranked very highly in Great or Ultra League anyway. By contrast, a level 20 Sneasler would be around Erin's estimated average of 1100 CP, depending on exact IVs. There are some competing viewpoints on whether a CP80 or CP1100 Sneasel would actually be preferred. On the one hand, a low CP Sneasel will have a much higher catch rate than a high CP Sneasel. In this case, this level 2 Sneasel has about a 60% catch rate per Pokeball, while a level 20 Sneasel has a 17.6% catch rate per Pokeball. The higher catch rate is good because it reduces Pokeball usage, reduces the chance the Pokemon will flee, and improves the likelihood of getting regular candy. On the other hand, a low CP Sneasel is much less likely to drop Candy XL, because the chance of Candy XL increases substantially with Pokemon level. See my video on Candy XL mechanics linked below. In this case, the level 2 Sneasel will drop an average of 0.03 Candy XL per catch, while a level 20 Sneasel will drop 10 times more, with an average of 0.3 Candy XL per catch. On top of that, a low-level Sneasel with good stats will require substantially more candy to power up compared to a Sneasel that's already at a high level. But that only matters if the Sneasel is actually good. And it's not, as I showed before. So I think that Erin is basically right in saying that an 80 CP Sneasel is a bit of a disappointment. But is she also right in saying that CP 1100 is more typical for a Sneasel? Well, for non-weather boosted Sneasels, the median CP is 833, with a minimum of 24 for a level 1 Nundo and a max of 1758 for a level 30 Hundo. But for weather boosted Sneasels, where the level ranges instead from 6 to 35, she is shockingly accurate. These Sneasels have a median CP of 1102, with a min of 284 for a level 1 Nundo and a max of 1904 for a level 35 Hundo. Nailing the median weather boosted CP almost exactly with a seemingly wild guess shows why she's an elite athlete and I'm just a full-time, part-time YouTuber.
I personally don't like these things. Because they look like Pikachus and then I get excited and it's just one of these. No, they don't. And they're bloody everywhere.
Once again, Erin is shockingly on point regarding Dedenne. Not only can Dedenne not evolve into anything better, but it is extremely mediocre in Great League, with a number 162 ranking on pvpoke.com. Besides that, how many electric mouse Pokemon does this game really need? There are so many electric rodents in the game that I guess they're a thing? But why? Not that anyone asked, but here's how you get an excellent throw on a Dedenne from 4 videos in my archive.
Oh no, I need to plug my phone in and then I need to put a lure on. I need to use my daily incense as well.
Pokemon Go is a notorious battery hog, increasingly so with recent updates, and this part of the video demonstrates well how Pokemon Go's endless tasks are an at times overwhelming obstacle to overcome. Given that she's stuck in a multi-hour gym training session, it definitely makes sense to put a lure on a nearby Pokestop so there are plenty of spawns to catch throughout the day. But I do quibble more with the suggestion of daily incense. Daily incense is an important daily Pokemon Go mechanic that provides the only opportunity to capture rare Galarian birds. Watch my video on that topic, linked below. But daily incense doesn't work very well when not doing a lot of walking, and I wouldn't expect much walking to occur during a gym session. According to this article, daily incense spawn rate peaks at 1 Pokemon every 30 seconds at a normal walking pace. But unlike ordinary incense, for daily incense, no movement means no spawns. So it's not a good idea to use unless you're actively walking. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Don't worry, I'm cooking up a long-form video with actual, serious analysis that's coming soon. But you'll have to subsist on this silliness for now. I'll see you next time.
That was terrifying.